Hello, I'm Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me today. The make that I've got today has a lot going on. I usually tend to do a card with a bit of a wow on the inside, but today it is all about the outside. Lots of different elements to it. I thought what I would do is just do a little craft video where I'm just talking you through different things that I'm thinking about when I'm making a card, just to try something a little bit different. So yeah, that's it really. Should we get started? So this is my sample one to show you. The main focus on it is the front. And it's got rather a neat envelope on the front that's got two pockets. I've used some of these tags to fill up the inside. They are going to have some personal messages on the back of them. So not only do I get to write on the inside of my card, but I also get to add a bit of messages on the front. The card that I'm making is for a special couple that I know that are getting married, and I just wanted something a little bit different. So hopefully you can see that envelope. I'm going to run through with you how to make that. Some of the different elements, if I just talk you through those. So these tags are really handy. It's a whole set of different sizes that layer up together, that Stampin' Up do, and then you get these really nifty little bits to fill in the ends. A little tip, what I do with mine when I'm die cutting these bits in particular, I use some of Stampin' Up's adhesive sheets on the back, and then it just turns them into stickers so I can put them on. This is the tailor-made tags die. If you don't have them in your stash, literally it's one of those things that you come back to again and again. What else have I got? I've also got, I don't know if you can see this die here. So I like to buy dies that have got multi-uses, and I also like ones that you don't generally need the stamp set to make them work. And this set is one of those. I've used it on the outside here and the inside here. And that is a scalloped contours dies. Again, they layer, so it takes a lot of the thinking out of it for you. There's a nice edge one as well. They've got stitching, which I absolutely love. They've got little holes in. They're really lovely. And then I'll show you a trick that I do with the die as we do it. I do like a bit of something going on in the inside, so I have used the bigger one on the inside as well, just rather than putting a plain bit of card. I think it goes really nice inside as well. The stamp set that I've used for these flowers, the sentiments and the inside, that's the Happiness Abound set. Love the two different fonts on this, really like the flowers. Because the card is quite busy, I have stamped on white card and just gone with a theme of colour. This one is Seaside Foam. The one we're going to do in a moment is Fresh Freesia. I've just used that flower, just die cut it 3 times, and that's it. Use some of these leaves and flowers on the tag, just to lift them a little bit, and the sentiment as well on the tag of the congratulations. So I think that's it. The other 2 things I just wanted to tell you about is there's this really exciting die that you tend to miss in this stamp set. So this die set, it's going to stay in there now. So it looks like nothing really. It's just a whole line of flowers. But what you end up with is a load of little flowers like this. Now what I do quite often is I die cut in white everything. Just die cut it all in white and then colour it with my stamping blends. And what you end up with is a tone on your white. It's not all a deep colour or a light colour. You get shading on it without even trying. So I love to do that. So that, what is that in? Hydrangea dies. So you get all the other dies, but this one I particularly like, and I use that on lots of anniversary cards or wedding cards, all sorts really. And then the other die and stamp set I wanted to show you that is essential in my kit is this Forever Fern set. So it's just leaves, just a load of leaves, but my goodness, do I use it a lot. There's a big die, which I'm just looking around me now, if you can hear me. My voice changing, looking, thinking, where is that big die? Because I would be lost without it. I must have left it in the other room. I knew that would happen. But what you get when you die cut, the big one, is this here. And I don't know if that's coming up on camera, but I've die cut that in white, coloured it with my blends, and you've already got some tone on it. Really love the effect of that. And that is a die that I use so much. And then these other ones in this set, there's some really lovely little twig ones here that you get accents. That looks like nothing. Wait till you die cut it and add it to a card, especially if you do it in a gold or a silver, or even sometimes a dark colour like a Blackberry Bliss or a black. That looks really nice. And again with that, looks nothing until you add it to a card. Really, really lovely. So I tend to use that a lot, this one a lot. And then of course you've got the actual stamps as well. This is just like a splodge effect for the background, and the leaves come out really nice. And again, I'm not sure you can see on the camera, but they've got veins on them and everything. Really just an essential pick for your kit. So I think that's enough talking. Let me start making the next card. I just stick those back in there. So basically I'm just going to talk to you as though you're sitting next to me, and hopefully we'll end up with a beautiful card. So the paper that we are using is Splendid Day, which is very shiny on one side, and then on the other side is very beautiful. Can you see? So really beautiful. You really can't get that from the catalogue. Lovely papers. And I have picked this one, which is a foil, so there's going to be lots of reflection on camera. And then the other side has got this detail on it. So I've taken a 12 by 12 sheet and I've cut it at 6 inches. And then what I'm going to do is cut it again, so I've got a piece that is 6 by 6 inches. Okay, and we're going to need that for a minute. I really love paper that is 6 by 6. It is so versatile, and you almost feel like you're not doing anything wrong if you cut it and you, dare I say it, waste it. Whereas if you cut a 12 by 12 piece just for a tiny bit, you tend not to, because you're like, I'm not going to cut the whole sheet for that. So 12 by 12 cut into 4 is the way to go. Now this, I'm going to put that, where's my original card? I'm going to do a background layer. So whatever card you've got, I've got a card blank that's a standard size in the UK. I'm going to cut a piece to fit on there. So for me, it is 4 inches, and then it's 5 5/8, I believe. Let's see. Okay, so before I glue anything down, let's move that out of the way. I'm going to bring that over, and I'm just going to put it that way round is how I want it, isn't it? On there. And that just leaves me a nice border around of about 1/8 of an inch. Very happy with that. Not going to add any ribbon. Sometimes I would add ribbon before I stick it down, just so that you can't see where it joins. Today I'm just going to leave it like that. So let's stick that in place straight away. It does feel wrong sticking down the shiny side though. Very wrong. But it's only a small piece, got lots left. Okay, so as I stick this, I am just looking all the way around to make sure there's a bit of a border. just going to fold my card, because sometimes you look and you think, oh, there's not enough there. But no, that looks good. Front of the card done. Not quite. So then remember me saying about these scalloped dies. So what I did was, I thought, okay, I'm going to put some decoration on the front. I want a bit of a layer so that you have a bit of white space. If I put that one, it's going to cover up all the paper, so that's not going to be good. If I do the next size, what will that look like? That's still, you can see quite a lot of it, so that's quite good. If I did the next size, no, it would be hidden. So that is what I'm doing. I'm going to do that size. I know it's got some stitching detail all around it, and it's got this shaped edge all around as well, which I really like. So I die cut that in white, and I'm going to use it as it is in white. Now, a little tip with this, because it's got stitching all the way around, it gives it a really nice effect. But to make it look 3D dimensional, you can gently fold up where the stitching line is, like so, and it just takes it to the next level. And you can do it all the way around, or just top and bottom, and it doesn't affect the postage of the card too much, because it will fold down flat when it's posted, but it also stands up just enough to take your eye to it. So now when I put that on, can you see it's got like an edge all the way around? Ta-da! So with that, I am just going to glue that straight on. Again, shall I put some ribbon on that? I don't think it's going to need it. There's lots of flowers coming in a minute and lots of decoration to the front, so I don't think my ribbon is going to add anything at this stage. So I'm just going to go with that and just put that on. I have just noticed that I've put nail marks on it where I pressed it, so I'm turning that round. Okay, so there you go, next layer. Now on my original one, this one, there was this envelope. So I'm going to move the card out the way, and I'm going to show you how to make that envelope. Now, it doesn't really matter, but it is best with paper that is any way up. So it doesn't have to be a certain way round. And you can do this with any size paper, and it gives you a double pocket envelope. So perfect for scrapbooking, to add an element to a page. You can make really teeny tiny ones, you can make medium sized ones, all sorts. You just need to start with a square. So you've got your 6 by 6, and you are going point to point and just folding it in half. Okay, all the way along, and just make sure that that is nicely folded. Okay, just in half. Now, one of the flaps, one of the points is going to come down. I am just going to pull it down there, and you're just meeting, well, let's put it up so you can see on camera. You're just meeting this bottom line here. Okay, and then just press that down. Now, you can use your grid paper, but you could just do it by eye as well. So I've put the point of my paper here, and I've made sure the other point goes to this bit here, but you don't have to do that. So that's that. Now we're going to fold either side over. Now this is a little bit more tricky, but what you're going to do is you're just going to come over, and you want to put this point slightly over this point here. So the side is coming over, and probably about there. So if I lift that, can you see? It's probably about an inch, maybe not even that, over. Okay, like that. Now this side is going to do the same. So lift that one over, And you're going to come over the same, about an inch, and that is going to go there, and just press that down. That one comes back over. Okay, now where they join, where it overlaps, look at this point here, okay, where it meets, at this point there, you're going to fold that back like so, okay, like that, and then open it out and flatten it. So it's got a nice little bit of a detail here, okay? So if you were using it as an envelope, that would tuck in to there, like that, okay? But we're not going to use it like an envelope, a real envelope. But we are going to use it as a pocket. So if I bring one of the tags in, so there's a pocket there, and there's a pocket there, okay? Now obviously that's not going to stay put, so we are going to put a little bit of glue. We're going to put some glue on this side here. I'm not going to put too much glue, I'm not going to stick it down all over the place. I'm just going to stick along the bottom. So that's going to go like that. And then this side, I'm going to do the same, just along the bottom, maybe a bit there because it's quite a big, thick piece to hold in place. And I'm just making sure that they're in line along the bottom. I'm not gluing this down, okay? Just like that. And that's the front envelope done. So if I bring my card back in, okay, that is going to go on there. Now I do want it to be slightly raised up, so I'm going to use some dimensionals because I want it to really stand proud of the card. I'm just putting dimensionals on this part of the envelope here, so I'm not going to put one in each corner, but I'm going to use 4, so just in different places, just like that. It's not going to hold too much weight, just a couple of tags, and I'm not going to put loads of decoration on those tags. It's going to be quite flat, so there's no weight in it, okay? So that's just going to go, oh, anywhere. You can do it at an angle. Oh, what about if we did this one like that? The only trouble is then it will hang over when you fold your card, then it won't go in the envelope. But that's one for another day. So I'm going to put that about there, okay? Can you see that this die cut piece at the back is still sticking up, still standing proud, and just gives a bit of added dimension. Okay, what should we do next? We could do the tags next, or we could decorate the front. Remember me saying about that big leaf that I did from the Forever Fern? Let me see if I can find that. Because literally I've just misplaced that. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness me. Is it just me? Put something down. 2 minutes later it's not there. Right, let's go through these. Did I put it inside here? Yes. Ta-da! Phew. Okay, so remember I've already die cut this in white, and then I've coloured it with the light Fresh Freesia. Just brushed over with the brush end, that end there, just sideways. Just gone over the whole thing. Now, sometimes I use this and cut branches off of it. With this card, I'm just going to put the whole thing on. I'm sort of going to tuck it behind that bit there, like there, but I'm just going to glue it in place. I'm not putting glue all over the place and doing loads. What I am doing is doing some dots. Just some little dots that will hold it, but not squeeze out everywhere. And I'm not doing the top here because I know that that's going to hang over my envelope. Does that make sense? I'm just making sure as well that there's not too much going over the fold of my card. Otherwise, when I come to close it in the envelope, I won't be able to. Okay, so just press all over and that's done. And what's next? The Happiness Abounds, I'm going to use this flower. So I have got a little piece of card and I'm going to use that to do that flower. And I'm going to use Fresh Freesia the same. I'm going to keep everything in Fresh Freesia. So I'm just going to stamp like that and then I'm going to cut 3 of those out. And look at that, I've now found that die. Okay. So I've got 3 of those. Okay, I'm going to bring that back over. And I'm going to think about how I want to put those. I think one there, one sort of down there, and then like so. Oh, okay, so I am not putting loads of glue on this. I'm just getting a dimensional and I'm putting it towards the top of the flower and I'm not putting any other dimensionals on there. And I'm just bending it upwards slightly, just with my fingers. You could do a bit of a curve on it with a bone folder, but I don't want a noticeable crease. So I'm just gently manipulating it with my fingers, and I'm going to put that one there. Okay, it makes it look like it's floating because it's only stuck in one place. The next one, I'm going to do the same. Put a dimensional just on the top bit. And this one, I might do off at a side angle here. Like so. Again, I just want it to be bent upwards, but no creases. And then the last one, I feel like that needs to go there, but it's got that little bit of a stalk. So I'm just going to cut that off because I don't really like that bit on this particular angle. So I'm just cutting that off like so. And again, I'm going to put a dimensional, but I'm going to have a look where I'm putting it first. So am I putting it there? Yes. So I've put it on the top of the flower again. And this time I'm putting it there, so it's sort of hanging over. Okay, it's looking nice so far. I'm really pleased with that. Right, remember these little tiny flowers that were in the, what was it? The hydrangea dies, that row of flowers. So I'm going to use 3 of those. So when you're putting elements on, it's best to do an odd number. So 3 or 5, otherwise it just looks ordered and that's not what you want. Now I think my sentiment's going to go along there, so I'm going to put one there that hopefully will be below the sentiment. You could put them on after if you want. Can you see the shading on there? It's much lighter there than it is there, which makes it look real. This one, oh, because I haven't got the tags in. I might put that one up there, just because I feel like there needs to be something to highlight that. So I'm just putting a tiny dab of glue just in the middle, making sure that the petals are bent over so that it's not glued down, glued down flat. Okay, so I'm just pressing the folded petals over so it's like that, and then putting a dab of glue on there, just a dot, and then thinking, okay, where do I want that? I'm going to put that on top of the other flowers, just so it all ties in, and that's that. Okay, what is next? We need the sentiment. Again, let me see if I can find my sentiment, because I did already stamp it. There it is. So when I'm cutting my paper, my card for different projects, there always seems to be long strips that are left. So I've got a little glass jar on the side. I just put all my strips on, and then when I'm looking to do a sentiment, I don't have to cut a little bit off. I've already got loads. So this one is going to be my sentiment on here, and just because I want it to be slightly fancy, I am just cutting that into a shape like that. What is that shape? A reverse point? I don't know. You can get punches that do this. I have punches that do this, and still I generally do it by hand. The thing is to not pull it, because as soon as you pull it, it doesn't look good. Right, I haven't got my bone folder, so I'm just going to bend it with my fingers, because I don't want too much of a bend. So I want a curve, but then I want it to curve back the other way. And so that I can put it like so. And I'm going to use some little dimensionals so that you can't see them. I'm going to put one on that end and one on that end. And that allows me to just give it that sort of bounce. Because I want the sentiment to stand out. I don't want it to be flat. This is very much a 3D card. Okay, now before I stick it down, where do I want it to go? I feel like it needs to be down the bottom, but I don't want it to hide too much. Like so. Does that look okay? Yeah? Now, how to fill those pockets. So let's bring these over. I've got all different sizes here. I've just, every time I have a bit of a spare bit of card, I just die cut some and then stick them in the pot as well. Is that one going to be too big? No, that one's okay. So what shall we stamp on there? Let's do the congratulations. Oh, sorry. So I am just sticking the congratulations on my block. And, oh, that says happy birthday. Oh, that was so lucky. Oh my goodness. Wow. Phew. Good thing I looked. Congratulations, fresh freesia. We've got it. So one I am going to do more or less the whole thing. Okay. So that you can at least read one of them. And then the next one I'm going to do off, like that. So you can still see what it's trying to say. The next one, and then one more at the bottom, like that. Okay, so that can go in one pocket, and I can write a nice message on the back. This one could go in here. And, oh, this one as well. That one could go in there. So this one, what am I going to do with this one? I'm not going to put a sentiment. I think I'm going to do the flower. So I've got this flower. And again, I'm not going to put the whole flower on. I'm going to stamp off. Because it's just a little tag. Okay? So that's the flower. And then there's some rather nice leaves on this Happiness Abound set as well. So I'm going to put those on there and there. And you can colour those in or do whatever you want. Now I've got some fresh freesia ribbon to put on my tags. And again, you can tie tags the ribbon on the tags however you want. I like to do it all different. So the first one will just be like that. Okay, that might be too long, the ribbon. Like so. Yeah, I think that ribbon's a wee bit long. So let's just cut that off a bit. Just at an angle to give it a bit of detail. Okay, so that's going to go in there. And then this one. Do you know what I've just realised I haven't done? I didn't do those little things like it. So what these? They go on the tags. I can't really put green on. I'd have to go and die cut them. I will remove the ribbon and do it after. Just do this one and then we're done. So I'm hoping that you liked this little craft along with a wow on the outside this time. If you have liked crafting along with me, subscribe to my YouTube videos. I try and post one every Friday and try and do something different. Lots of exciting makes without too much waffle, just some good old-fashioned, to the point crafting. So that one is going there. Yeah, if you give the make a go, please send me a picture. I love to see what you all make. And that's it, I think. Oh, didn't put any gems on it. Got to have some sparkly gems. Let's put some of these on. So, oh, I think you need one here. And then maybe one here. And again, remembering 3 or 5. And I put one up there. Just to add a little bit more. So that's my fresh freesia version. Ta-da! And this is my Seasoft foam. I can't remember. Let me check. Is it Seasoft foam? Soft sea foam. Oh God, that was so close, wasn't it? Anyway, I hope you like the card. I hope you like the little envelope. Just to show you what a bigger version looks like that. Same 2 pockets, and that's been done with a 12 by 12. Thank you for watching. If you're in the UK and you'd like to shop Stampin' Up, you can find me at createdtheottaway.co.uk, and otherwise I will see you very soon. Bye.